What's up, guys? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. I'm your host, AJ, repping them 49ers, you guys. We got a show for y'all. We got a jam-packed show. We are going to be focusing on free agency. It is absolutely nuts. We got all four guys here. We're talking free agency. We're talking uniforms. We're talking retirement. Yeah, like I said, guys, stick around. It's going to be a great show. Thank you all for being here. If this is your second time, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to the cast, baby.
Be strong.
Y'all like that? Y'all like that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
like
Not
it.
So Pro Football Talk right there, you guys. We're legit now. Go Cowboys, go Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Sheesh, that intro. See, I'll premiere that. This stuff right here about the Cowboys, that's not allowed here. I thought we told your kind to.
Told y'all last week, man. We told your brother, Seth. We told your brother.
We told your brother last week, but yes, that intro, it is brand new. We didn't have it the first time around, but this is a new segment. I mean, not a new segment, a new intro. Come on, we're back. I mean, I'm excited. You guys should be excited too. We're back. We're about to get all up into this. Whoever made that needs raises. I mean, I do need a raise. So everyone, all you three right here, y'all need to pay up because yeah.
What's your cash app, AJ? I got you.
I'm gonna use some money right now.
Oh, by the way, for Mr. Seth Russell, just by judging your profile picture, this means the 49ers. I'm sure you're not too familiar with these wordings here, but just for your information. But yeah, no. Today we are talking about free agency mainly. So we're going to focus on free agents, teams that made big moves this past week, especially this past week. There's a lot of moves. Huge moves, and you're going to see that. You're going to see that a lot this coming week too, because the draft is so soon, and we'll be covering the draft next Monday in our next podcast. Pat's Super Bowl.
Pat's Super Bowl. That's what I like to hear.
Are the Patriots even relevant now? Are they relevant?
A little bit.
Boys, contenders this year. Contenders.
Super Bowl contenders this year.
Yes.
They're in the conversation, but
We'll wait on that, Damian 102, because we're going to get into that very, very deeply. But for now, we're going to put you off back to the side. Thank you for joining us live on Twitch. Seth Russell, thank you for joining us live on YouTube. We are live on 3 different platforms. So if you are joining us live, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you can't make it live, we are on Spotify. So go ahead and check us out on Not So Pro Football Talk. The links will be in our Twitter accounts after this podcast because we kind of dropped the ball. We dropped the pigskin, but it's going to be in our bios. So check that out after this podcast. First off, I want to give a round of applause, and say thank you to Alex Smith and his amazing career in the NFL. He has done wonders. I mean, that guy, he is a living miracle. He's gone through over 17 different surgeries on his leg and is still able to run, throw the football on a professional level. Me, as a 49ers fan, I have tremendous respect for Alex Smith, tremendous respect. So I think I could pretty much speak for a lot of 49ers fans, if not all of them, by saying thank you for being part of our team and the way things happened. Sorry, but I wish things could have been different. I felt like he has been done a little wrong, but his game is highly appreciated. Also, he is the 2019-2020 comeback player of the year.
Amazing.
So, wow.
good stuff.
No doubt.
That is awesome. My modifier is actually on live right now, so unfortunately we cannot kick this player or kick this person from our live stream. Yes, we get it. He has no rings, but just look at his career, not just as a football player, but as a person too. He is an amazing person, amazing family man. You just got to respect it. He doesn't have any rings, but I mean, just like Dan Marino, you got to respect his game. I'm not comparing them. I'll watch what I'm saying there.
Valid point. I agree.
So, does anyone else want to add to saying thanks to Alex Smith?
I'll add. Yeah, as someone I love a team who played against that guy a lot. He played some great games, man. Honestly, not to say that I follow the 49ers, but I have watched some games of the 49ers when the Seahawks aren't playing just to see what we're going to go up against. And that guy was amazing, man. Early on in his career, all the way down to this last year right now. As you said, comeback player of the year for sure. Like, without a doubt. If anybody voted for anybody else, kick him off of that voting committee because this guy was amazing. Yeah,
very amazing, and probably one of the toughest QBs to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Very tough, very tough. So just want to start off by saying thanks to Alex Smith. I feel like he had an amazing career. Unfortunately, he does not have any rings, but I felt like it is a huge win for him to actually come back and step foot on that field. I know he made a statement last year saying getting hit or sacked for the first time again, he was just all smiles, and you could see it in the film too. It was truly amazing. So glad he's back, or so glad he decided to retire, go with his family. He did the impossible. So thank you all so much. I want to go ahead and hand the mic off to Reed. He's actually going to give us some news about the Deshaun Watson case. Everyone, I still can't get it right. Hey, one day I will get this right. So Reed, go ahead and lift us off with some Deshaun Watson.
All right, so guys, if you watched the podcast last week, we broke down the allegations against Deshaun Watson and what these women are saying about him, what happened during these massages. And just today, the defense for Deshaun Watson, his lawyer came out with a whole huge document saying all the problems with these allegations. And he broke down, he's got receipts on these girls about, he's got security here saying stuff like, oh, they loved him. They always were talking about wanting him to come back. They never felt unsafe with him. And now all of a sudden they're saying all this stuff. So there's a lot of different things coming out. For one, like one of these, he's accusing a lot of the accusations, a lot of these women that they're literally just money hungry. And that's the only reason they're in it. And some of them have literally come out and admitted that. One lady said, Crystal De Rosa said, I'm just in it to get into action with all the money. So a lot of these accusations are going to get blown off. Few of them may stick, but come Thursday, we will have some more updates on all this, and we'll see. I'm not going to make any prejudgments if he's guilty or not guilty. There may be some truth to it, but I say we wait to the actual jury trial and see what the court of law says about this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think that was very well said, Reed. Trust me, this topic about Deshaun Watson is not going to die out anytime soon.
Nope.
None whatsoever. But due to that, I mean, is there a chance for Deshaun Watson to actually play in the 2021 season?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
All this should be. We'll probably know like the full verdict on all this probably within the next month or two, which will give him plenty of time. I mean, he's still signed with Texans. They haven't released him or anything. They haven't said that. They haven't put their comments on the whole situation. They're trying to stay out of it, obviously, for good reasons. But I definitely think he has a chance to play. We'll just see. Maybe it's not with the Texans. Maybe they try to get rid of him now. Who knows?
I think that's a very good point for both you and Damien. It might come to a point where his only chance in playing will be with the Texans, and that'll be able to prove himself that he's still able to play with other teams. Because let's say he's still holding out that he doesn't want to play with the Texans, so he holds out. He's able to play, but he's not going to because he doesn't want to play with them. Other teams, they miss out on a whole year, a whole season without seeing him play. Is he going to be the same guy? Is the case still growing? Is that still active? So he might not have a choice and be forced to play with the Texans. But that's entirely up to I mean, it's up to a lot of things. Everything's up in the air right now. It's a very touchy subject. I know, but yeah, that's not going to die out. So I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about that next week on Monday as well. Let's start off with kickoff. What we're going to talk about free agents. So there's a lot of free agent signings this past week, and I mean a lot. This NFL has been busy.
Yep.
I want to get this out of the way. So let's talk Cardinals. The Cardinals, they've signed a lot of players, but as of recent, the Cardinals signed James Conner from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Was that a great signing? I don't know. I really want to start off by saying that it does not surprise me that it took this long for Conner to get picked up. It doesn't. Since his career high in 2018 with 973 yards and 12 touchdowns, his production has fallen drastically. Just this past season, Conner only played 13 games, rushed for 721 yards and 6 touchdowns, averaging 4.3 yards a carry. Compared to Kenyon Drake, the former lead rusher for the Cardinals, he had 955 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns playing 15 games. Now, here's where y'all might say, but AJ, those stats aren't that far apart with just 2-game difference. Well, here's where it affects you and I. Conner, he finished the season with 85 fantasy points. Now I'm talking fantasy football. 85. Drake, on the other hand, who was on my fantasy team, you best believe, had almost double the amount. He had 167.5. See, now that's crazy. Now, going to stats, I don't want to go too deep into that, so let's talk about their contract because the Cardinals did sign a lot of players. So how can the Cardinals afford him? Well, this is how. The Cardinals gave Conner a 1-year, $1.75 million contract that includes a $500,000 signing bonus. By the way, the entirety of the deal is fully guaranteed. And honestly, that's not a bad budget plan to fill in that running back gap now that Kenyon Drake is gone. And especially with signing a whole bunch of players, such as J.J. Watt, A.J. Green, Malcolm Butler. I don't want to get too far into it, but they had a lot of big signings, a lot of reinforcements there. But I feel like Conner, his biggest issue is staying healthy. That's what hurt him a lot. And when he was with the Steelers, ever since 2018, after that, he's just been getting, injury after injury after injury. Now, he did have toe surgery this offseason, but he is fully expected to participate this 2021 season, splitting the carries with the fourth-year running back, Chase Edmonds, who did an amazing job last year, unfortunately with the Cards. So with all that being said, I say we just all wish the Cardinals the worst of luck this season. So yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah, you understand. You understand, Vince. So yeah, anyone got to add?
I think it was a great signing for them. I mean, I'll say this: I don't think he's that great of a back. He's never had a 1,000-yard season. He came close in 2018, but closest in a 1,000-yard season, which is like the standard for me as a good back, or a top back, to be more precise. But the signing was great. $1.75 million. That's nothing in the NFL. That's a great 1-year signing. Hopefully he can help them out. Maybe get them a 1-2 back punch. But I think this is a great signing by them, and it's definitely I don't see how this can in any way hurt them. So good signing.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Reed. I mean, honestly, the budget move was great. I think that's like the best part in this little signing right here. And how you said Chase Edmonds did great last season, so I think they are going to be a great 1-2 punch. What I have is Chase Edmonds being the main back and Conner being their power back. So from what I saw from their running back from last year, I mean, he did great. Like, he was not someone that is a for sure starter, but he had his little burst throughout the season. So I think James Conner will add just a little bit more dimension to that since they are losing a back as well. But yeah, honestly, it's a good signing, but only because of the budget, in my opinion.
Hey, money talks. Money talks. And honestly, with the stats that I said earlier, I feel like they got a steal. If he could stay healthy, that is a steal for that contract. And then again, it's only 1 year, so I feel like Connor's really doing this to prove that he still has what it takes to be a number one back in this league. So I don't see him continuing on with the Cardinals after this year. I feel like he will find a new home once again. So we'll see how that goes. But now that we're on the running back topic, let's talk Giovani Bernard. That is a player that I enjoy watching, honestly. So after 8 hard-played seasons, the Cincinnati Bengals had asked the fan favorite Giovani Bernard for a pay cut just a couple of weeks into free agency. And after that, he just said, go ahead and cut me. And they cut him just like that. But by cutting Bernard, the Bengals are saving $4.1 million in cap space. That's not too bad for a second back. But soon after he was cut, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers supposedly signed him after Tom Brady and head coach Bruce Arians recruited him. I don't know how true that is. I got my sources from Pro Football Talk. Well, here we're not so Pro Football Talk.
I don't like those guys. I don't like
them. Those guys, they're from the other side of town.
Fake news. They got to get this on Twitter. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, supposedly Tom Brady was the one who was looking after him and liked what he had. So Tom Brady recruited him. The contract is a 1-year veteran minimum deal that's worth a little over $1 million base salary, and it also includes $137,000 signing bonus. Now, the Buccaneers did need to add a pass-catching running back to its roster. They did. But was this the right move?
I think so. The reason I think it was a great move because it allows the Bucs to continue to have fresh bodies in rotation at running back position. Obviously, last year they did that, and it worked out great with Fournette and Jones. And it obviously led them to a Super Bowl where they were continuously racking up yards. If Jones was on the field, Fournette was on the field. And in some cases, McCoy was out there. But adding him to the line, I think is a great addition. And in my opinion, I think Bernard is still that pound for pound, yard for yard running back that's still in the league. You give him the ball, he's going to get 3 or 4 yards. No discredit to Fournette, or he's a great running back, fast off the ball. But if you need someone to go up the gut, get you a couple of first downs, maybe even a touchdown at the goal line, that's your Bernard is the guy to go to. Great pick by the Bucs. It's definitely going to keep them in the Super Bowl contender table out there.
For sure. Yeah, I think he was pretty versatile, honestly. Giovani Bernard, he's honest. I had him on my fantasy for a little while. I didn't have him on the whole time, but, he was a good back. When your running backs are on a bye week, put him in there, he's going to get you a good amount of points. So I kind of agree with Gabe, and I kind of disagree with Gabe. I don't think he's that punch guy, like you're on the goal line, you're 2 yards out, and you just run up to go with him. I do believe he's a great running back, and he is going to get you 3 or 4 yards almost every time. But I really think him as a weapon in the passing game is what the Bucs picked him up for, because last year, I think it was during the playoffs and the Super Bowl, Fournette dropped about 4 or 5 passes throughout their run. And they were pretty critical at some points, not so much that it was going to make them lose, but it was something that could really put them over the top, even though they're already Super Bowl champions from last year. So that's just my opinion.
So really, they kind of just swapped Fournette for Bernard. And for what they're looking for a pass-catching back, I feel like that was a win for them. I feel, though, that the bigger question here is involving Giovani Bernard is who has the bolder stash, Giovani Bernard or Gardner Minshew? That's the real question.
Dude, Gardner all day, bro.
Have y'all actually seen Giovani Bernard?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
But dude, the bars, man, with Gardner, man,
Yeah.
I think Gardner has that slick mullet that goes with his mustache. I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, he's got the complete package, honestly.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Me, I'm not so much of a mustache guy, but Bernard, his mustache is not doing him justice. Not here. Okay, so I guess Minshew. I kind of expected that to go the other way. I thought Bernard would take that, but if y'all have time, just look up real quick on your phone Giovani Bernard, and your jaw's going to drop. How insane that stash is. Going on. Let's talk Browns. I think Browns is a good topic right here. So the Browns, I don't know how I feel about this move, but they finally land Jadeveon Clowney. So on Wednesday, April 14th, the Browns land Clowney, who they tried to acquire the previous year and failed to do so. When they asked Clowney why didn't he join the Browns last year, he said, word for word, did you see how many games they won? They're good now. They're good now. Yeah, I know, exactly. The disrespect. And he also said, well, you guys won 12 games last year, right? That's more than my team. That's more than my team that I played on. The disrespect, shooting shots at the Titans, who won 11 games last season. 11. That's only a 1-game difference, that one game being the first round of the playoffs, where the Titans lost to Baltimore 20-13, and the Cleveland Browns beat Pittsburgh 37-48. But here's the kicker. Keep in mind that Ben Roethlisberger threw 4 interceptions that game. 4. It's hard to win with 4 turnovers. It's almost impossible. Also, Clowney was hurt half the season. He was hurt half the season. He didn't even play in the playoff game. He had 0 sacks. So that team made it to the playoffs without him. So imagine him being on the team healthy. I felt like they might have had a chance to go a lot further. But let's just see how it goes in Cleveland. I mean, on paper, they should be a dominant force, especially now having 2 former first-round overall picks. Jadeveon Clowney, being in 2014 first overall, and in 2017, Myles Garrett being first overall, both on the defensive side of the line, opposite sides. That's a force to be reckoned with. But does this make the Browns Super Bowl contenders?
I think it does. I agree where you say it's hard to win a game when the other quarterback throws 4 interceptions. But if you look back when they played the Chiefs, they almost beat the Chiefs. They only lost by a touchdown. Their backup quarterback was in last minute, but even at that, they almost beat the Chiefs to advance. And I think the Browns made a great move. With Myles Garrett on the other side, Jadeveon Clowney, I think they're gonna make it to the big game, or at least be shy by 1 game. But I think it was a great move, and I think it's a smart move. I think it's gonna be a great season for them yet again.
Okay,
they're scary.
They are pretty scary. I do want to answer this question from Damien102. Speaking about the running backs, 49ers hosting running back Wayne Gallman. Think they will pick him up? There's definitely a possibility. I don't think he would be what I'm trying to say here is that Shanahan, he uses his running backs until they can't be used anymore. Those running backs tend to get injured, but he makes no names into names. Raheem Mostert, he's our starting running back. In the 2019 season, he was like top 3 in the most yards per carry. Before that, has anyone even heard of Raheem Mostert? Because he's been in the league for quite a while. No one's heard of him. So right now, we got rid of Coleman, the running back. We got rid of Jet McKinnon, and the previous year we got rid of Matt Breida. Those were our original top 3 running backs. So now we have Raheem Mostert, Hasty Jr., and Jeff Wilson Jr. Now I guarantee you, mark my words, you can clip this if you want, but I guarantee you that those names are going to be on a lot of fantasy teams because the Niners like to run the ball. They love to run the ball. So yes, it can go good for Gallman. They're going to look at how healthy he is and how much they could get him for. Because right now the Niners are on a budget. But they're going to use and abuse him. So if it fits the Shanahan scheme, then so be it. If not, we got a whole army of running backs that we just keep on using and making names out of them. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about that. So, it's a possibility. It's 50-50. It's whatever Shanahan likes. Me personally, I don't think they're going to pick him up. I think we're good where we're at. We might pick up an undrafted rookie. It's usually his forte. But yeah, there's my answer. We got another question here. How do you feel if the Browns trade OBJ, and to whom do you think he'll get traded to? I'll answer this real quick, and then I want someone else to answer this too, because I don't want to hog up the floor. But I feel like the Browns will not trade OBJ. I feel like they're too deep into his contract. Let it play out. But if they did trade OBJ, I felt like a perfect fit would be the Pittsburgh Steelers, because they still have Juju. Bring back the old number 1, number 2, like an Antonio Brown type of feel, and get that rhythm back in. Anyone else want to disagree with me there?
I don't think he'll be traded, but if he does, I definitely don't think it'll be to the Steelers. I'm not exactly sure the exact details of his contracts, but I would imagine there's a no trade clause in there with how big OBJ is. I just don't see him really wanting to go to the Steelers. I mean, me personally, I have the Steelers stock going down. I don't think they're going to be that great of a team this next year, especially with Roethlisberger just not being the guy he used to be. So I don't think he'll want Roethlisberger being the guy who throws him the balls, especially with who knows what the future of the Steelers would be after this year without Roethlisberger.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was well said. Like I said, I don't feel like the Browns would trade OBJ. I feel like he's too much of a big asset, especially since what they're going for. They're going for a championship right now. They're not waiting. They're not trying to build a team. They're not waiting for next year. They're not waiting for the following. They're doing it right now. It's now or never for the Browns. They waited 16. Oh, sorry. What am I saying? I was going to say 16 years. It could. I don't know. They waited a very long time.
They've never won a championship, if I remember right.
Yeah, they have.
So yeah, they're chasing it, and they know the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. More than that, so it has been more than 16 years.
It was 21 years, if I'm not mistaken.
21 years
for a winning season, and then for a playoff game, much longer.
Yeah,
the Browns, they're hungry, so they're going to load it up. Yeah. They're loading it up. That's why they got Clowney. Clowney and Myles Garrett on paper, they should be the best out there. But
it's disgusting.
It should be disgusting. We'll see how it is. Clowney has a bad attitude. He has a bad rap. And also, he can't stay healthy. He's one of those. He's very injury prone. So
he's a bad man, though.
He's a bad man. Bad man. So, yeah. So the Browns, they're hungry. Let's see if they could do it. Next signing we want to talk about, I'm going to hand it over to Vince. Vince has been waiting patiently, looking pretty over there in the corner. Let's talk Aldon Smith. I know Damien mentioned it earlier, but let's talk Aldon Smith to jail, baby. To jail.
Well, get off of that a little bit. I just want to talk about this guy as a football player before we get into something that he was accused of today. So he's a guy that has 52.5 sacks in basically only 6 seasons. I know he's been around since 2011, but he never played in 2016, 2017, 2018, or 2019 because he was suspended for stuff that happened just like right now. So I just want to say he's a great player. He's got many accolades and all that good stuff. But today, after 2 days after signing with the Seahawks, this guy gets accused of this. So I'm getting this straight off of Pro Football Talk, not us.
Pro Football Talk.
Sometimes we got to go to them, guys, just a little bit. But anyways, New Orleans has got him on second-degree battery that occurred on the evening of April 17th in the Bernard Parish District. It was at a coffee house, guys. What's this guy doing getting coffee? I don't know. Anyways, but he has a warrant out for his arrest because he gave this guy a beating. I mean, not physically, but he put him unconscious. Supposedly, he had him in a chokehold. and they don't know how much was caught on camera, but they know portions of it was. So, as a Seahawks fan, this guy played for the Niners, guys. Like, come on, what did you expect? Like, we're signing. I mean, I don't know. That's just me, but this guy's a good athlete. But I hope that he just gets out good from this, because if not, then the Seahawks, they're just gonna have another guy where they gotta cut him. Honestly, so I'm hoping not, because we have big aspirations for the defensive line that we're building right now. After these past seasons where we're having subpar sack numbers.
Quick question.
So that's all I got to say.
Do you know if they just verbally agreed on it, or have they put the ink to the paper yet?
Put the ink to the paper,
They
baby.
put the ink to the paper?
Yep. 2 days ago. Or 2 days before the 17th. So on the 15th.
Big
oof. Get oof in the chat.
Big oof in the chat.
Big oof. So I agree and disagree with you there, Vincent. I agree that he's one heck of an athlete. That guy is a beast. He broke records being a rookie. I loved him in the Niners. He was a force to be reckoned with. That was the original Smith brothers. I'm adding you right now, Reed. Those were the original Smith brothers. Was Aldon Smith and Justin Smith. They were insane. I mean, insane.
He's right.
Guy talking about the past.
He's right. He's not wrong.
That's what I said. I said back in the day, he has had a bad rap. He's still having a bad rap. It's all the talent in the world, but he needs a good head on his shoulders. Like, I remember the Niners had released him because he yelled out bomb in an Air Force. I mean, in an airport. Yeah. Sorry, San Antonio, city of the military, Air Force all over. In an airport, and immediately, got arrested, kicked out of the team, out of the NFL, found his way back to the Dallas Cowboys, started off rusty, but ended off solid. So that's why I was kind of disappointed that he was going with the Seattle Seahawks, because I know he's back at it. He's gonna tear it up. He's behind enemy lines now. He's no longer Aldon Smith. He's Aldon Smith. But yeah, he had a bad rap. Hopefully everyone's okay in that situation. But it doesn't surprise me that something like that happened. The Seahawks have had a bad rap also of picking up players. Gordon is one of them. Antonio Brown.
Hey, man, this past year too, Wheeler, man. Honestly, I'm so glad we got rid of him, because that's just something toxic to have in the locker room. Honestly.
It's very toxic. And you know what? The Seahawks wants more. They want to be toxic. They want toxico. They like that. There are rumors. You heard it here first. If not, if you heard somewhere else, you didn't. You're hearing it here first. There's rumors that Antonio Brown might sign with the Seahawks again. How do you feel about that, Vince?
I don't know, bro. I mean, honestly, he's a great receiver again, but it's just that stuff off the field. Nowadays it's so easy to get caught with anything you do. With all this social media stuff, everybody's recording, especially like a guy like Antonio Brown. This guy loves the attention. So, he's always on his phone, he's always posting and all that stuff. He's always got paparazzi around. So I think he's a great player. I just hope if he does sign with us, I'm not saying I'm against it, but I hope that locker room can get him under control, because you have guys like Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, not Doug Baldwin anymore. I'm sorry, Tyler Lockett, and we got a beast too. We got another receiver. I don't know. You guys should know his name, right?
That Doug.
Oh my God. Now you guys know who I'm talking about, and everybody out there knows who I'm talking about. DK Metcalf, baby. He's gonna put Antonio Brown in his place if he starts acting up.
Oh,
that's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
We got Pete Carroll too. Pete Carroll coming down. He's a talker. Smack his gum a little bit.
Give me some juicy fruit. What's some juicy fruit?
But yeah, I'm not totally against it, but I wouldn't mind if we didn't. Honestly,
Super Bowl champ.
But
he is a Super Bowl champ. I don't agree with it though. I don't feel like he didn't deserve a chance. But it is what it is. The NFL is the NFL. At least it doesn't look like the NBA. So I got to be happy about that. Go Spurs, go. On that note, I think that's enough Seahawks. I could only handle so much Seahawks.
True.
Jesus,
A while. It's getting a little hot in here. So I want to talk about the Niners. I like talking about the Niners, and everyone loves talking about the Niners because who doesn't? The Niners are the best. The Niners has the best organization in the league, the most memorable organization in the league. Fight me on that. Fight me. Question me.
They can't even play in their own stadium.
Everybody drink their water.
Yeah, y'all drink your water. Y'all stay in the little screen.
My water on my computer right now with Reed's comment.
What'd you say, Reed? I couldn't hear you.
Look at that right there.
Wow.
Okay. So I don't want to talk really about the Niners. I want to talk about someone who was on the Niners that Chicago had made a move for. I'm talking about the 30-year-old speedster, Marquise Goodwin. He signed a 1-year deal, adding tremendous speed for the Bears. And I'm sure head coach Matt Nagy and new starting quarterback, Andy Dalton, will love. Don't laugh. The Bears are going to make a comeback. If Marquise can stay healthy, he could be a huge game changer for them. In the last 9 games that he played, he averaged 16.6 yards per reception with quarterback none other than Jimmy G. Jimmy, good-looking Garoppolo. But so this is where the Niners come in place. So he has a very interesting free agency story. Marquise Goodwin, that is. He became an unrestricted free agent after he was sent back to San Francisco in mid-March. So the Niners, they traded Goodwin to the Eagles last offseason, but he never played it down because he elected to opt out due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And within that contract that he had with the Eagles, he had to work out with them, make sure he could stay healthy. But since he did step foot there, Goodwin was sent back to the Niners. And upon arriving in San Francisco, the Niners decided to let him go. So really, he's just been moving all over the place. And finally, he found a home, hopefully to a good team to run all over some cheeseheads next year.
Ooh.
But he is a good guy. He is a long jump and triple jump medalist, gold medalist to add on that. And he is extremely fast. Extremely fast. Let's talk to the cheesehead himself.
All right, guys. So AJ really hyped up the Bears there for a little bit. So let me just remind you guys the truth. The Bears stink. They stink. Haven't had a good season since 2010. All right. Marquise Goodwin. I think he's a great wide receiver. Very good receiver. Has had a really good career. But he's only had 13 touchdowns in his entire career. 13 touchdowns? Come on. Not saying he's bad, but is he going to make the Bears the greatest team ever? No. Especially not to run all over the Packers. Jair Alexander will cover him up real quick. And as long as he's got Andy Dalton throwing to them, they ain't going nowhere. I feared when they signed Andy Dalton after they were talking about getting Russell Wilson. This is the best news ever. At least Mr. Trubisky could someday maybe prove himself because he's younger. But I really do not see the Bears doing anything. They'll have another maybe 8-8 season, maybe 8-9 because the 17 weeks. Maybe making the playoffs. Are they doing the 7th spot in the playoffs again? Are they doing that again? I haven't looked.
You should know you're on Not So Pro Football Talk.
I know, but we are Not So Pro.
That is also true. But as far as our knowledge, it's still going to be like that.
Okay, then they'll make the 7th spot at best.
At best?
At best.
You don't feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to be too cooped up playing Jeopardy with random people instead of focusing on football?
Aaron Rodgers Doesn't he need to pay attention to the NFL?
He's hosting his second Jeopardy. What's next? Is he going to buy it out? What is he going to do? Is he going to go full time on State Farm? Discount double check? The Packers, this is their downfall. It starts here with Marquise Goodwin.
With Marquise Goodwin is the fall of the Packers.
Marquise Goodwin.
Are you saying that? Is that what you want to be said?
Yes.
Okay.
You're hearing me say this.
Clip it, chat. Clip it.
Wait, Reed said that Quan Alexander is going to be all over Goodwin.
Jair Alexander.
Yeah.
Jair Alexander.
In the playoff game, little 2-foot Miller was going out there catching bombs from Brady.
On Kevin King.
Explain that.
Kevin King. Look at his stats. He allowed negative yards in the playoffs. Negative yards. No one catches balls on this guy. He's a shutdown corner. Kevin King allowed all the touchdowns and all the yards.
I don't know, but we'll see.
Hey, if you're going to make statements like that, know who's covering them.
We will see Marquise Goodwin in the end zone. We will see that. And we will see more of Aaron Rodgers hosting Jeopardy, not focused on the NFL season.
Here you go. You're sounding just like the media.
This is the media. This is not so football talk. Welcome. Okay, we're getting a little heated, but we're getting even more heated because let's continue to talk about the Packers. They're just losing guys left and right.
Lost two guys.
They basically lost
main guys.
Okay. Texans signed Lane Taylor. Go right ahead, Rito.
Lose our second offensive liner starter. Really sucks, but I'm happy for him. He got paid with another team. He's had 8 years with the Packers and has had a great year. A great time with great career. Yeah, I'm happy for him. He had a great career with us. Started a bunch of games, 55 games out of 70 or something like that, I believe. And happy for him. And I don't think this is going to hurt us too much. I believe we're going to draft a good offensive lineman, and we have good guys who are ready to step up to take his spot. So happy for him. He's going to help out the Texans a whole bunch.
Well, I see Damien's comment back there. I don't know if he's talking about what Reed's saying right now or what AJ was talking about earlier with Goodwin. But I'm going to go ahead and think that he's talking about what Reed's talking about. I don't know, Reed, when you start losing linemen, I don't know if you watched the Seahawks.
It's true.
But Russell Wilson was running for his life this past season. I don't know if you want Aaron Rodgers to start doing that.
Right.
I don't think he's as fast or as agile. He is a wizard with the ball, I'm not going to lie. But I don't think that he would appreciate it just like Russell Wilson didn't this past season. And he made that clear to the entire world. Do you think that'll affect Aaron Rodgers and his time there with Green Bay? Do you think he's going to leave even though, since there's already talk about it, is he going to stay with the Packers? Is he going to move on to another team, or is he just going to go and play Jeopardy?
Okay, so he's already come out and said about the Jeopardy stuff. He's not leaving football anytime soon. Now, leaving the Packers is another story. Now, a lot of people are speculating about him leaving the Packers mainly because that one comment, I don't know what my future is, which he clarified on the Pat McAfee show that it does. He clarified on the Pat McAfee show that it meant no one ever knows. He's not better than Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, you gotta read the comment for our Spotify viewers.
Sheesh. Vince saying Russell Wilson greater than Aaron Rodgers?
You heard it here from me first.
Oh my
Someone
God.
clip that. Someone clip that.
Vince saying Russell Wilson greater than Aaron Rodgers. Okay. But Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere. I don't believe so. As far as the offensive line, how's that going to affect Rodgers? I definitely think we need to spend plenty of draft picks on our offensive line this year. Definitely cover those holes. But we have Bakhtiari, one of the best left tackles in the league, in my opinion, the best. You can debate me on that later. Then we have Jenkins, our guard, who's an all-pro. Wasn't an all-pro. Yeah. He didn't get. No, he was an all-pro, but didn't get. Oh my God. Jenkins, who's a two-year offensive guard, who's played on every single position on the line, and has only allowed 1 sack in his career, and it was because of Corey Linsley's fault. So we have 2 great guys, and then we have more guys ready to step up.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa! There's a challenge on the player right here. There's a challenge out here. I threw the heck out of that. Like I put a dent on my wall. But did you just say that whoever his name is, not even important, doesn't even qualify, is the best left tackle?
David Bakhtiari?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Is he the highest paid, Reed?
Is he the highest paid, Reed?
Highest paid doesn't mean anything.
Well, why isn't he the highest paid? Is he not that good?
Because he got paid a while back, and then someone upped that.
Wait, he's the second highest paid left tackle, right?
I guess. Yeah.
He is. So that means he's the second
That's not how that works.
best. Who's the highest paid left tackle? Because someone please let me know. I do not know who it is.
Well, if we move on to the next topic, AJ, I'll go ahead and shed some light on that really fast.
Just sounds like you're wasting money.
Wasting money on the best left tackle in the league? Oh my goodness.
David Bakhtiari has allowed 4 sacks in his entire career.
Okay, guys. I want to hear it if you guys are here live with us. I do want to put up a poll, but I can't do that just this second. But is that guy a better left tackle? I'm not going to say his name. Or is Trent Williams Trent Williams, the highest paid left tackle in the league? Because he is the best left tackle in the league. The better tackle. Who is better? Honestly, let me know right now in the comments. I'll even put it up on Twitter. Come on, man. We need to have that 7. Come on, man.
Come on,
man. But yeah, we're going to get into the
Oh God, dude.
Hold up. If you guys hear me pause on Spotify, it's because we just got this ridiculous answer in our comments. Tyron Smith.
Next.
I will put him at 2.
Next. At 2? So who's at 1?
You're right with number 1, but I disagree with number 2 because I was thinking Tyron Smith is at number 2.
They both have allowed the same amount of sacks. Trent Williams has 10 penalties on him. David Bakhtiari only has 4.
The only thing that guy's good at is chugging beers at basketball games. That's the only thing that guy's good at.
Hey, that's very important.
Fact.
Very important.
I guess he's more focused on chugging beers than he is protecting his quarterback, huh?
Just like Jeopardy.
Where are the Packers? Where are their head at? They need to focus on the game. Focus. There.
We're so not focused. Going to the NFC Championship 2 years in a row.
2 years
what
in
are
a
we
row.
doing?
That's awesome, dude. You guys. Oh.
The Niners didn't make the playoffs.
But who beat you guys the first time? You said 2 years in a row. So who beat the Packers?
Us. You guys
No.
You guys were the better team.
No, we didn't beat you.
Yeah, you guys destroyed us.
Oh yeah. We made you into not a team. Like it was insane. It was ugly.
I'm not going to debate that.
You see Aaron Rodgers?
You guys were a better team.
He was like, "What is a sack?" He had a concussion on the sideline. Can't stop thinking about Jeopardy. We're gonna be doing this a lot, guys. We get a little toxic here sometimes, but no one's picking on anyone's team. We're just picking on the Cowboys, so you get used to that as well. Tampa Brady. You think Tom Brady's the face of Tampa Bay now? You think they sold out? Yeah, I think they're sold out. Tampa Bay fans never existed.
True.
Pats are better than who? Than the Steelers? I mean, what am I saying? The Packers? My head's all over the place right now. Bills are winning the Super Bowl. That is actually a possibility.
Are they winning the division?
relevant statement.
They're not going to win the division.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, with the
Home
past
field
moves,
Metro?
that's a question.
You don't think the Bills are going to win their division?
No, I do not think so at all.
I think it's definitely up in the air. We got to see what the Pats are going to actually real or not.
Are we actually arguing about? You don't think the Bills are going to win the division?
No, I do not think so.
Bill Belichick may have something to say about that.
Bill Belichick has something up his sleeve like he always does every year. They're going to come back as a better team.
They didn't have it last year.
$60 million spent on free agents this year. The Bills are not going to win the AFC East. Mark my words. I promise you this.
We're getting riled up in here. We're getting riled up.
Right, Damien, in the comments. Go.
Of course you're going to ask Damien. Of course. I'm saying the Bills are going to win their division. They have a solid chance of making it to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
Those guys are stacked. Another topic. Seth Russell, he says Saints don't have a QB. Also, to add to that, he said noodle arm selfish Drew Brees is gone. Noodle arm.
Don't they have a tight end as their starting quarterback now or something?
They have some guy that looked like he was 80 years older when he was with the Packers wearing a yellow jersey. Oh my gosh. Saints can have me back and they'd win 9 games. They're going to win 9 games. They're going to win 9 games.
Muhammad
with him as quarterback. That's what he's saying.
They do have an excellent coaching staff, good play calling, but 9 games.
9 games is a lot.
That is a lot. We're going to need bigger boats for that.
big boats.
Honestly, Saints.
They have an extra game.
They have an extra game, but the Saints should make a move. I know they got no money whatsoever. That's why they cut all those people. They got no money because they're a dirty team. Like in the history of teams, they're the dirtiest. But they should have stuck with Teddy Bridgewater. I felt like that was a good fit for him. I felt like then you could have made some win 9 games. But I don't know. It's possible, but that's slim. 9 games, that's very slim.
Put Jamison.
Now that Muhammad's here, Muhammad, what's your take on Teddy Bridgewater not being with the Saints?
Oh yeah, Muhammad, do you miss
as soon as you can?
Yeah, as soon as you can. Do you miss Teddy Bridgewater? I feel like he still has potential to be a starter somewhere, but it's going to take a lot for him, and it's a one-way ticket over there to the Saints because he already has the.
He's on the streets.
My boy Teddy is now on the.
Poor guy.
I'm guessing you don't care if he comes back. I'm guessing it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess I guess he likes a blind bat better as his quarterback.
Oh gosh, man. Well, at least it's not Harry Potter. Hello there, Zombie K90. How you doing? Teddy 2 gloves equals garbage. He's not what he used to be. Good person. He's just a game manager. Alex Smith 2.0. I felt like Alex Smith has a lot more potential or had a higher caliber than Teddy Bridgewater. But yes, same type of quarterback, just a game manager. Will get you a win, but will not win you the game. So I agree there.
I can't believe Muhammad just shaded Aldon Smith on his retirement day.
Dude, this is so rude. What are you doing?
That's so rude.
A Saints fan, honestly.
Saints fan, what do you expect? I mean, he's going out to hurt people. Juicy fruit. Someone give me a juicy fruit. He knows where that's from. I watched that whole documentary with him. I don't know why, but yeah. All right, guys. Before we continue on to free agency, let's talk some styles because I got a pretty clean shirt right here. Los 49ers, Football Americano. And I see some dirty jerseys, and I see a pretty clean green shirt down there. Hey, I'm not bashing you, Reed. Why are you shaking your head?
Oh,
I said you got a clean shirt on.
Thank you.
The other guys, I don't know. He's to get washed.
I don't know if you can see, but I got a little throwback Tom Brady jersey right there sitting on the bed. It lays there 24/7, never gets moving. anything. It just soaks up greatness like it does. Just sitting back there, just want to point that out. I love that jersey. Very first jersey, throwback, Reebok. Miss my boy.
I have a Tom Brady jersey too. I use it whenever I clean the windows. Nice drip, boys. But you know who has a nicer drip?
Show it.
Show it. We're talking Cincinnati Bengals, brand new uniforms that just came out. When was it? Or when did they showcase it? Today? Is Not So Pro Football Talk giving y'all
the latest?
It is.
Oh my gosh, it did come out today. What do y'all think? Me personally, the Bengals, I mean, I root for them. I like the Niners, of course, but I'll always, wish the best upon the Bengals. I kind of like they got rid of the whole like kind of two-tone. I know it's still two colors, but it's just a solid color with the tiger stripes. I feel it looks pretty solid, pretty pretty up there. I like it. What do y'all think?
I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I like them too. The one thing I would change with the all white with the black accent is I would change the helmet a little bit, Maybe get a different helmet to go along with that. But other than that, I think they're clean, very away from that little tiger stripe. I know they're the Bengals, but sometimes you just got to look fresh, and Joe Burrow looks fresh in that. I'm just going to say that.
Very crisp jerseys. Crisp.
It's all right. I don't see anything amazing about them.
By the way, for our Spotify listeners, we are looking at a picture of the new updated uniforms for the Bengals. If you guys have not seen that, they will be posted up on our social media, and just go ahead and look it up if you want. I mean, they look pretty clean. It does kind of look like the helmets don't really go with the uniform. They always had those helmets. I feel like more changes coming soon. Kind of like how the Browns changed their logo like 15 times in 15 years, but all they did was change the shade of brown or orange that it was. But whoa, it looks amazing. Yeah. But while we're on this topic, right here in the comments down below too, what team desperately needs a makeover? What team?
Good question.
I think I hit it out of the ballpark right there. I just came over
That's a good question.
Thank you. I know a lot of teams, I'm going to hate saying this, but a lot of teams like that the Seahawks, when they redid their uniforms, it was just like a whole different like look to uniforms. Like how crazy can you get? And what was that?
A lot of new fans too. I'm sorry.
A lot of new fans. I think that's when Vince became a fan. I don't know. He said someone slapped a sticker on his locker. And he's like, I'm a fan now.
Unless you were in that locker room with us, you don't know the true story.
The Cowboys. Okay, I think I said which team deserves a new uniform, right? A new makeover. I don't think they deserve it. I mean, let's put they'll probably put like what is that called? Glitter on their star, make it look shiny. Right.
Well, they also have like so many other jerseys. Like they have
all those throwbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, the throwback. They have a Thanksgiving jersey they wear. Like they have too many already.
They do have a lot.
I think the Browns could do a browner shade like they did last time.
Who has the best jerseys in the game? Ooh, that's a hard question. Hard question.
A little bit of a feud going on in the comments right now. Hero Turtle. Ravens could get a better design. I don't know if he's just throwing shade.
That's some shade.
Because it's the Ravens. I don't like the Ravens either. I think it's just a stupid team all around.
If we're all
why do you say that, AJ? Wait, hold up. Is there a little salt in the wound?
Super Bowl.
Of course.
Oh, man.
Turn the lights out, baby.
Ooh, yep.
It was actually okay. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm doing this live right here. I've told a lot of people, but it has been 100% confirmed that it was a Ravens fan that turned off the lights. A Ravens fan turned off the lights because the Niners were coming back. They were. They lost by a touchdown.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory to me.
Yep.
Eh.
I just
That's
hate
just
them
the
because we had for a while we played them to get to the Super Bowl. We played them every year, almost every year. So it was a good rival, but now they suck.
I don't want to say they suck. I feel like they're still a good team. See, I don't throw too much shade, but to heck with their new uniforms. Lamar's talent is limited. I don't feel like he is limited. I mean, he still has some room in that ceiling, which I said you're going to hear me say a lot, ceiling. But it's just teams are adjusting, just like the Super Bowl. The Buccaneers adjusted to the play style of the Kansas City and Mahomes.
I don't know about this comment.
I'm loving this. The comments, they're awesome.
I don't know about that.
I think everybody can disregard that.
I don't know. The chat's liking it, man.
The chat is liking it, and so is Spotify. I gotta say it because the Spotify viewers are like, "What's going on?" Someone said Dak Prescott with a broken leg over Russell Wilson in his prime. Oh gosh.
I don't know, man.
If it's not Reed, it's Vince.
No for me. No for me.
This past season,
Yeah, he was
two
doing
teams. Great. Oh yeah, Dak Prescott. Yeah, he was doing really good until the injury, unfortunately. But still on the uniform topic, two teams came out with new uniforms. Now, including those, who or what team has the cleanest uniform out there?
It used to be the Patriots, but this away the away all whites look garbage. I don't mean to bash my own team, but those jerseys look so bad. Go back to the original navy blue with the logo on the side, and yeah, those are mint. Those are the fire. But the white ones are garbage.
You know whose new uniform? I think, AJ, you were pinpointing this about two teams have new uniforms. But the uniform that I think is the freshest this past year was the Chargers.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I think you hit the nail on the head.
Without a doubt, that light baby blue, whatever you want to call it, those
were awesome.
It was nice.
With the throwback helmet with the numbers and everything. Awesome.
Even their regular jerseys, I liked them. Those jerseys were nice, honestly. Yeah, the comments agree with me. Good job, Damien. You got a good football IQ. And national IQ.
Reed, what do you think?
I mean, I'm always a fan of the Packers. I know it's kind of other people see as boring, but I think it's traditional, and that's what all the Packers are all about. So,
when you're talking about traditional, you could talk Niners as well.
I mean, 1919, when it was the Niners established.
The Niners. Ooh. I gotta get back to you on that one.
Yeah. Read out for revenge. I like that.
Hey, but like you said last stream, I wasn't alive in 1919. You know?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. You're like, sorry, I wasn't alive in 1919. So how does that excuse you, and that doesn't excuse me?
This guy had an unanswerable question, you know?
Oh yeah.
I just said that.
Okay. The Chargers, they have a pretty darn clean uniform. So they're probably number one. It used to be the Buccaneers. I felt like the Buccaneers had a pretty sick jersey as well. The Browns, they just changed their shade of color every now and then. But going back to what you said earlier, Hero Turtle, he said that the all white for the Saints.
Oh, those are nice.
But
yeah, that was clean too. Yeah.
There's a lot of other teams that do all white as well. Mm-hmm. I just know that because the Rams do all white, the Niners do all white. I think the Colts do all white all the time.
Yeah.
So it does look clean, but should we see Color Rush coming back?
I think the Niners all white is awesome with that cherry red coloring and the numbers. I think that looks awesome. And I think it looks fabulous.
Thank you. All right, enough talk about what am I saying? Enough talk about uniforms. Let's get back into free agency. What are we talking about? Top five teams who are leading free agency as of right now. Vincent, kick us off.
Start it off, boys. All right, so I'm gonna start with my top 5, going from 5 to 1, and then I also got a little bit extra. I got 2 sleepers, but I'm gonna start out with the top 5 first. And you guys will think I'm probably really, really biased with my team, but I'm a little humble. I got them at 5. I got the Seattle Seahawks at 5 in the free agency top 5 teams, just because. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our D-line was atrocious these past 2 seasons. It started just going downhill after, I don't know, man. Just anyways, I think they're at number 5 just because of the people we signed. I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a list besides Aldon Smith. We talked about that earlier. But Kuna Ford, we're bringing him back for a 2-year deal. We got, let's see, Benson Mayo, we're bringing him back. Carlos Dunlap. And then the guy that AJ is pretty familiar with is Kerry Hyder Jr.
Best pickup.
So we also got him, and then we also got Al Woods. We're bringing him back for a year. So I think, honestly, for me, this is my biased opinion. I don't know if you guys want to add in on it, but I think they're the heavy favorites for most improved D-line. After this atrocious year we had, we had a safety leading us in sacks. Jamal. Come on. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say. Have them at 5. I'm going to move on real fast. I got at 4, which some of y'all might not suspect, but I got the New York Giants.
I agree.
Thank you. But I have them on here because they look great on paper. I was looking at their roster against some of the other guys that I thought did great in free agency, and these guys really hit the areas that they needed. They're getting their running back. QB is a little iffy for me with Daniel Jones. I know they just signed Mike Glennon, but they got Kenny Golladay on a 4-year, $72 million with $40 million guaranteed. And they also hit their defensive side with Adoree Jackson at cornerback and Leonard Williams at the defensive line. Also, they got this guy that Reed might be familiar with, in Kyle Rudolph. He came from the Vikings. And they got John Ross to help out with that wide receiver core. So after that, I'm going to lead you to number 3. And AJ, I think we can both agree, even though we don't like this team, but I got the Arizona Cardinals after a stellar signing with J.J. Watt, A.J. Green, Malcolm Butler, and a little bit with James Conner, with that budget. So they also signed a linebacker, Colt McCoy from Texas, That guy's always got a spot in my heart. He's a great guy. They signed an offensive tackle, and they signed Matt Prater. He used to play for the Lions. So I think that was a good pickup at kicker. So I got them at number 3 just because of those top 3 guys in J.J. Watt, A.J. Green, and Malcolm Butler. I think they can really make a difference. And maybe, maybe they'll help Larry Fitz get a ring. Who knows?
That's a good question.
So at number 2, they didn't really sign anybody new, but this is the first time that it's ever happened. I got the Tampa Bay Bucks at number 2 just because they re-signed and brought back all 22 of their core players on offense and defense, and they signed a little bit more. So they got Shaq Barrett back, Levante David, Gronk back, Fournette back. They got Ndamukong Suh. He was with them this past year, right?
Yes.
Yes, they got him back. And then they signed Giovani Bernard, with something AJ added on earlier in the stream. And at number 1, this is a no-brainer, and I hope everybody else puts them at number 1 too, just because of the historic part in it. I got the New England Patriots spending $160 million in this free agency in guaranteed money. They got Matthew Judon, Hunter Henry, Kyle Van Noy back, James White. They signed him for 1 more year. They got Nelson Aguilar, which I'm not too big of a fan on, but he'll add to their wide receiver core. They got Jonnu Smith. That tight end is amazing to add with Hunter Henry. They might go in a 2 tight end package after that. They got Jalen Mills for their defense, and they got Kendrick Bourne. I know, AJ, you like that guy a little bit.
I do. Most drop passes in the league. They're like that.
But yeah, so that's my take on it. Let me get to my sleepers now before we move on to the next 5 from someone else, whoever goes next. I got my first sleeper is going to be the Carolina Panthers. They traded for Sam Darnold. I wasn't a big fan of it, but they also got a guy named Hassan Reddick at linebacker, AJ Bouye at quarterback. They got Denzel Perryman at linebacker as well. And they got a few guards and offensive tackles. Here's another guy, Morgan Fox, a pretty decent name right there, just to add to that defense. So I believe they're going in the right direction, and I think they're pretty much solidifying their future and trying to get some big names in here to get them to the playoffs again. So after that, AJ, I got the 49ers as another sleeper.
There we go.
Mostly because of that Trent Williams signing. That was a big signing. They also picked up a lot of guys on defense, Samson Ebicom, Jason Verrett, Quan Williams, DJ Jones at defensive tackle. And, of course, they also went on the offensive side because they did lose quite a few players in wide receiver. Mm-hmm. And so they went ahead and got a center in Alex Mack. I think he's a returner, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or is he assigned to the Falcons?
He is not a returner.
Okay. Anyways, they got him. Sorry about that. Let's see. They got Mohamed Sanu, so that'll help with y'all's wide receiver woes. And they signed Kyle Juszczyk to a 5-year, $27 million deal.
Juice, baby.
That guy, man, the juice.
The juice.
And I will say that. And as the Seahawks fan, commenting on a great football player in the 49ers. So those are my picks, Comment down below what you think as these guys right here to my left start with their 5.
Awesome. All right. Starting at number 5, I got the Bills. Bills. With a great pickup with Matt Breida, this will give the Bills a better offensive scheme to remain or try to remain the AFC East champs over a young Miami and a very hungry Patriot team. Emmanuel Sanders is now in the mix-up with Diggs Beasley to spread the field. But last but not least, Mitch Trubisky is their backup. I know everybody's like dogging out that guy, but hey, you never know. Something might go happen to Josh Allen and Mitch get in there and win some games. I still believe in that kid. I love that kid. Number 2, I got the Jags. Oh, number 4, excuse me, the Jags. Obviously, with the number 1 pick, no doubt Lawrence is going to go over there. But with newly added wide receivers like Philip Dorsett, Malvin Jones, and running back Carlos Hyde, I think he will be able to learn something, help him get into the scheme of the NFL, get his toes a little wet while going out there on the field. Also on defense, though, they have added Griffin from the Seattle, Sidney Jones, Rayshon Jenkins, and Josh Jones in the backfield, tearing up the field back there. At number 3, I got the Giants with a learning Jones and hopefully a Shaquan Barkley coming back after that ACL injury. I hope he's healthy. Great, awesome kid. They have Kenny Golladay, John Ross, speedster, and a Kyle Rudolph with experience to help spread the field and go out there and put some points on the board. I think they're going to give the Cowboys a run for it. It's going to be the Giants and the Cowboys back at it again, fighting for the NFC East. On defense, they also added Leonard Williams, Danny Shelton, and Adoree Jackson to beef up that defense, help get Dak to the ground. At number 2, I got the defending champs. Unfortunately, the Bucks. Just cover up what Vince said. They did re-sign those 22 players, and they are trying to make another statement that they're still the best and make another run at the Super Bowl. Obviously, at number 1, Patriot Nation. Let me hear it in the comments, guys. Woo! Yeah. Where can I get started? James White, Aguilar, Bourne, Hunter Henry, Johannes Smith, David Andrews. David Andrews signed with went to the Chiefs, backed out because it's a bad idea. Who cares about the Chiefs? The Chiefs suck. And came back to the New England, the promised land. I look forward to them whipping some butt, whipping the Bills, whipping the Dolphins, and whatever other sucky team in the AFC East, reclaiming the throne. Hopefully, with a healthier Cam Newton, they could be the highlight of the NFL yet again. Oh, come on, guys. What's your favorite team? Nothing good. That's what I thought. Also, back on defense, they got Dietrich Wise, Kyle Van Noy, Lawrence Guy. Thank you, Damien. That's my boy. Also, Martavius Adams, Henry Anderson from the Jets, Matt Judon, Justin Bethel, and Jalen Mills. The Patriots are going back to the Super Bowl, and they're going to win the AFC East. Not the Bills, not the Dolphins, definitely not the Jets. They're going to win. It's going to be the Patriots. Back on top. You heard it here. Go Patriot Nation. Throw that flag. Throw
it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's saying Z's because you're not entertaining them, Gabe. You're not entertaining them.
You're not entertained. Right here, boys.
Gosh. I'm tired of hearing that guy.
Okay. Okay. All right. For my top 5, firstly off at number 5, I have the Niners. Great team, bringing a great team back and adding a whole bunch of new guys. Definitely think they did great free agency, and I think they'll have a great year this year. At number 4, I have the Cardinals. I mean, this is a really good team. They have a really good, promising young quarterback, and they brought on a whole bunch of new guys. And I mean, maybe they can take the division. I don't know. Maybe AJ's going to throw another flag. But I think they have a chance at it. I think they have a really good chance at it with the pieces they added. Now at number 3, I have a little change up from most people. I have the Carolina Panthers. These guys added some. I think they have a good chance of taking their division, especially. No, I forgot the Bucs were in there. Never mind. Bad take. They'll get second place in the division. They added Sam Darnold, which we don't know how it's going to turn out yet, but let's just assume it does. Okay, let's say he has a better year than his most other years. Wait. Okay. So I'm going to read out the chat for our Spotify listeners. Pats fans are equivalent to Fortnite kids. And that is the dirtiest word I've ever heard in my life. If you're a Pats fan, you got to just go hide right now. Go in the corner. Just hide. Okay. Back to the Panthers. They added some great guys. They added Sam Darnold. And I'd say if he has a great year, they added some great offensive line pieces, some great pieces on their D-line, and signed a new wide receiver, David Moore. I definitely think they're going to be relax. I'm just reading the comments, man. I definitely think they're going to have a much better year, and I definitely think the future is bright for them. At number 2, Damien, now I'm not going to relax. The Pats, $160 million. Okay. Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick just went. Why are you taking off your headset, AJ?
You don't even want to hear it. I'm going to mute my mic too.
All right. What are you saying?
Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft were like, man, last year we stunk. We're a bad team. We're not good. But we're going to do something about that. We are the Patriots. We are not a bad team. The last, 20 years we've been great. We've been a great team. And they say, no, we don't need to rebuild. We're going to be great next year. And they did that. They added so many pieces. Re-signed Cam Newton, said, no, we trust in this guy. We believe he's the future. Maybe not. But I think they have a good draft stock. Free agency stock this year. And at number 1, Buccaneers. Super Bowl winning team. Absolutely dominated. destroyed the Packers, destroyed the Chiefs. They are a great team, and then they brought back every single starter. That defensive line is all back together again. That amazing offense is still together. I mean, I always believe in the Packers, and I definitely think there's other people in the NFC, like the Niners, Seahawks, etc., who have a chance at going to the Super Bowl. But I mean, the Bucs are the team to beat, and there's no denying that. And so that's my top 5. But I do have a sleeper. I'm a little biased, and I don't think they're talked about a lot for the free agency. Was the Packers. No, we didn't do a lot. We didn't do a lot. But guess what? We did
2 signings.
No, we didn't. We re-signed Kevin King. We re-signed Aaron Jones. We re-signed what's his name? Lancaster. And we re-signed Mercedes Lewis. And guess what? We went to the NFC Championship last year. And we were kind of close to winning it. I mean, we should have gone for it on the 4th down, but we didn't need. The Packers never do anything in free agency, and we didn't need to do a whole lot, especially with the amount of money we had. A lot of people thought we were going to have to cut a bunch of players. We thought we were going to have to cut Preston Smith. We thought we were going to have to cut a bunch of other players. But we restructured contracts and were able to bring back Aaron Jones. Now, I don't agree with how long we signed him for. I definitely don't think he's worth the 4 years. I think he's got another maybe 2 years. That's just how I see running backs. I don't think they're good for very long. But I definitely think we have a good free agency compared to what we were going into with how much money we had. Yeah.
I mean, Reed, this is the top 5 best free agent signings.
I said sleeper. I was gonna put him in the top 5, but I was like, no, I can't do that. Can't be biased.
Reed, a sleeper is someone who is right outside that 5 spot. They did something so amazing
I believe that re-signing Aaron Jones was great.
That's one guy, Reed.
Hey, don't forget he has a second best offensive tackle on the team. So hey.
Let's go, AJ. Tell
All right. Okay, let's go. I'm just not going to address anything that you said because there's so many points where I had comments for. But I'm just going to let all that go because the professional thing to do is to comment on every single one of those points, but we're not pro here. So I'm going to start off by saying my 5th team that I felt was top 5 in free agency was none other than the San Francisco 49ers. Let me see y'all's faces. I think y'all agree with me there. I felt like they did an amazing job. They lost a lot of players, but the biggest way that they won was bringing back players. Of course, everyone knows Trent Williams, the number 1 left tackle in the league, for the biggest offensive line contract in the history. So, yeah, everyone knows Trent Williams, so everyone talks about Trent Williams. But Vince talked a little bit about this. We re-signed Jason Verrett. We just lost Richard Sherman. We need to address the corners. That has always been one of our weak points was our corners. And Jason Verrett, if it wasn't for Alex Smith, he would have had the comeback player of the year. I could almost guarantee you that. He sat down on the bench due to injuries for 2 years that the Niners kept him. They kept him for 2 years being injured, picking him up from the Chargers, who was drafted, I believe, maybe in the 1st round. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure there. But drafted in the 1st round because he was a stud in college and just sat down the whole time because he was injured. He never really had a chance to really explode there in the NFL. He had a breakout season last year, so the Niners re-signed him to a 1-year deal. So I think that is a huge win right there. We re-signed K'Wan Williams. He had a solid year last year. We re-signed Kyle Juszczyk, which no teams like to use fullbacks anymore. The Niners use this fullback as like everything. The Niners need a QB. This fullback could be the QB. Honestly, he was a quarterback in high school. And at that time where Jimmy G was hurt and Nick Mullins was hurt, He was the next guy up after CJ Beathard. He was the next guy up. That's how great this guy is. He is what they call him duct tape. He duct tapes every patch, and he could be that guy to pound the rock. Honestly, I don't want to spend too much time talking about him because I could be here all day. We go ahead and re-sign Jaquiski Tart as well, our safety. He's not an all-pro, but he is a solid player to cover zone. If he's one-on-one, there's no way he's going to stay, but that's a solid signing right there. Then we also address stuff that are areas that we are lacking. Last year, we were using a guard as a center. Our center was out for the whole season. He got cut. That guard got cut. We signed Alex Mack. Like what Vincent said, he came from the Falcons. He is very comfortable there. He's an older player, but he's a solid player, and he's very comfortable with the Shanahan system because he was in the Shanahan system back in Atlanta. So he has stated himself that he fits in just right, which I hope he does, and we'll see this upcoming season. We addressed the linebacker issue to help out Fred Warner. We signed Samsung Ibukum coming from the Rams. He's a solid pick, good contained guy. So I felt like the Niners just filled out a lot of leaking patches. And yes, you might say the Niners need a QB, and we did address that this free agent or this free agency because for obvious reasons we traded all the way up to the 3rd overall pick. We're going to get a QB, but Jimmy G, his biggest issue is staying healthy. If he cannot stay healthy, we cannot win games. I believe he only played 9 games last season. I'm not 100%. I got the notes somewhere. But we could win a championship with Jimmy G, but he will not win us a championship. So I don't think we absolutely need a QB. If we stick with him, I'm 100% okay with that. We will have the weakest QB in the division, I will admit, but he is not the worst. I'd rather have him than Trubisky to say, you know. So yeah, number 5, I'm not gonna spend too much time as the Niners. Number 4, here's where people will start disagreeing with me. I have the Houston Texans. I know you guys are gonna be making those faces all day because my top 5 is all over the place. I got some guys over here, some teams that are ready to break out. First off, they signed Tyrod Taylor. I think that's a solid signing. Deshaun Watson, he's gone. I don't think he's going to have a chance. So I think that was a solid signing right there. Then they addressed the running back position. They got Mark Ingram and Phillip Lindsay. You have to admit though, that could be a dangerous duo right there. So if stacked up, they could have an offensive, weapons all over the place. They just need to address the correct quarterback. Hopefully Tyrod Taylor, I don't think he's the answer. I think he's a good fill-in position until they could get someone who they really like. Maybe Teddy Bridgewater goes over there and they just have two game managers. But you never know. But I have the Houston Texans at number 4. Going on to number 3, I have the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. They did make a lot of they didn't make too many moves, but they made key moves. They did sign Solomon Thomas, the defensive tackle from the Niners. He was kind of a bust, but he is a solid player. He'll do really good in that program. Kenyon Drake, we were just talking about him earlier. He was with the Cardinals. He is him and Josh Jacobs. You're talking about dangerous duos. That's a dangerous duo right there. Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of that, honestly. To BH. Also, they addressed the defensive line. Like I said earlier, Solomon Thomas, but they also get Quentin Jefferson, Nagu. I can't pronounce that name, and also the running back position they got Riddick. So I feel like they just addressed the positions that they needed. I
think the name you're trying to say is Yannick Ngakwe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
He's good.
So, yeah, I got the Raiders there. Number 2, it was a close call, but I had the New England Patriots. They're at a solid number 2 because I feel like it's going to be kind of a repeat of the Cleveland Browns. You're going to sign all these big-name players, trying to form a super team, but the chemistry is just not going to be there. especially with Cam Newton as your quarterback. I feel like there's just too much testosterone, man. Too much testosterone. Bill Belichick, as good of a coach he is, I don't think he could control all that. I don't think they're going to bring it all together. But spending 160 million in guaranteed money, the most in the NFL, he's going all the way. He's going all in. He's going all in. He got his whole stack. Face me. That's what he's saying. Face me. Houston Texans is a generic version of the 49ers. With the run game that they're going to start, they might become the generic version. So yeah, just like your Turtle's saying, it's going to take a lot of time to get that chemistry to work, which I don't think the Patriots have that much time with all those players. I mean, the day's going to come up for them to get paid big, and they're going to get paid big. Number one, Vince is going to love me here. Number one, I got the Buffalo Bills. You really thought I was going to say the Seahawks, dude? You really thought I was going to say the Seahawks. I got the Buffalo Bills at number one. They're already a force to be reckoned with. Already. And then they take away Hollister from Seattle. Oh, as a Niners fan, I'm like, hell yeah, brother. Just, let's go. Get Hollister out of Seattle. Put him in the Buffalo Bills. Put Trubisky back there as a filler, whatever. But then they sign Emmanuel Sanders. They have Stephon Diggs, that little short dude. I forgot his name. Beasley. Yeah, he's with the Cowboys. He's insane. Yeah, he's with that triple effect. I believe that Diggs, Beasley, and Emmanuel Sanders are a better trio. At me on this, are a better trio than Hopkins, AJ Green, and Fitzgerald. At me at it. I think they are. And I think that's a better team as well. So just by that signing, huge. Matt Breida goes over there, adding a lot of speed to that back position. And they're going to win that division. They're going to win it. They saw that the Patriots are making all these moves. They noticed it. And they said, we don't need to make that many moves. We don't. We just need to upgrade, get better, add on. Because when the time comes, I'm sorry, Gabe, but the time is here. It was here last year. But the Patriots are no longer the Patriots.
We went 7-9 with a broken team.
Okay.
We're supposed to go 3-13. We almost beat a good Seattle team in the beginning of the year.
Almost,
yes, almost.
When everybody was healthy.
Almost
doesn't count in football.
No, you're wrong. I agree with you. It doesn't count. But Bill Belichick was able to assemble a team from nothing and went 7-9. This year, Bill Belichick is going to show that he could do it without Brady, and I guarantee you.
I agree with that.
Okay. Well, we'll see this upcoming season, but I don't see it happening. I see the Bills taking it and just being a absolute powerhouse like they were this past season. Allen, he just got another year of experience. He's ready. He is ready. As stacked as the Patriots might look, we haven't seen him play. We haven't. And we've seen Cam Newton play, unfortunately. He's not the same MVP Cam Newton that once was.
Cam Newton always bounces back, though, in his career. He has a good year, then bad year, good year, then bad year. Yeah, a bad year last year.
But what is a good year for Cam Newton now?
That is true. He's not the same MVP, but
he's not.
Can he be good enough for just Bill Belichick to tell him, hey, throw to this guy? Trust my system.
He has no chemistry with these guys whatsoever. He had no chemistry last year, and you saw it. And coming out to this, just because they're more talented doesn't mean that their connection is going to be even smoother. I mean, you don't know what's going on in the locker room. We don't know what's going on in the locker room.
True.
So we can't. Yeah, it's definitely going to help with all the signings, but that's just tough. So I got the Bills at number one. I felt like they had a huge impact with little signings. So I got them. Honorable mentions: Cardinals, obvious reasons. Rams, obvious reasons. I don't want to go into details because it's not going to matter. The Cardinals, they don't have a coaching staff. They can't be coached. The Rams, they're just a klutz. McVay's on his last coaching days.
Ooh, big statement there.
Huge statement. And I saw this. I was watching NFL Network the other day, and the headline was the 49ers. I'm not just saying this because I'm an Niners fan. The 49ers it's going to be the team to beat this next season. And that made me sick to my stomach. It really did. The season hasn't even started yet. I don't want to be hunted. I'd rather hunt than be the hunted. I don't know if y'all heard that phrase in ESPN or NFL Network, but the Niners are coming back from a lot of injuries. And I mean a lot. We had over 27 on IR last year. You see how that works, Gabe? You're a broken team. We were a broken. No, don't give me that face.
What do you mean? See how that works? You were a broken team and you had a shitty year. We were a broken team and went 7-9.
And you don't think that's a bad year?
I'm not saying that it's a great year, but we were better than you.
But
we beat you.
But let me chime in.
We beat you. Did you not remember that?
Different.
Okay, and
we were a better team.
Better record.
We faced different teams.
Yep.
You understand that, right?
Okay, we face better different teams too.
Yeah, no. Vincent, go ahead. Let's look from a standpoint from a fan who's. There you go.
I'm not going to be biased here. Honestly, the Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, and the Rams in one division. That's why the Niners record was so low, because I think the Niners only won one divisional game last year, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been
Niners?
Two. Yeah, the Niners.
They won two.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. See? And then you're looking at your division, Gabe. The Bills, for sure, great team, right? They swept y'all for the first time in a long time. Then you got the Jets and who else? The Miami
Dolphins. You got the Dolphins that went 10-5.
Dolphins were all right, but you guys went 1-1 with them. In my opinion, I believe AJ's the schedule that they had was significantly harder than what the Patriots had.
I'll agree with you there because you're right.
Yes,
I'll agree with you there.
So what was the Patriots record? 7-9, right? And then the Niners were what, 4-11, 5-11?
We were, I believe we won six games.
So Gabe, that's only a 1-game difference, if not 2. I'm not too sure what their record was exactly, and I don't know if AJ was either. But that the schedule difference is too much for me. So I do believe that the Niners did better than the Patriots, in my opinion, even though record says differently.
We'll see this year. We'll see. We'll see. It's something to look out for.
Yes. No doubt. Honestly, these two teams have something to prove, both the Patriots and the Niners, and I believe both of them will prove it. In my opinion, I do think the Niners, if they do stay healthy, honestly, I do think they'll have a better record than the Patriots will. Even with all those signings, Reed and AJ made a good point. They have to mesh well. You're getting all these new players. They have to mesh well in order for them to improve that record significantly, even though they have Belichick as their coach. That's what
I think, and I'm not trying to be biased here, but obviously our offense is going to be a rocky road for the offense to get started, obviously. But I think our defense is what's going to help us stay atop and stay afloat. We can bring him back, Cal Van Noy. We got Guy, Wise. And then we have Gilmore, Gilmore's a little because he kind of had a bad year last year. Didn't really play the full season. He wasn't really communicating with the staff. But I think Bill Belichick is going to turn around and get the defensive going. And while the offense is starting to get to the point where they need to be with Josh McDaniels as their offensive coordinator. I agree that it's not going to be fireworks and, gun blazing first few games, but we're definitely going to get in that rhythm We have these players that are great and talented. I understand that talent does not win games, but you got to remember where they're going. They're going to the Patriots, the organization that gets the job done. Do your job. Championship motive, and a championship season is going to come very soon. Again, back to New England.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be this year, though. They did sign a lot of players, and they signed them for multiple years. So I believe they were smart on that part, and that's why I had them at number 1, because I believe they signed for the long-term haul. Yeah. And that's the big reason why I had them at number 1 over the Buccaneers, the Seahawks, all of them. Just because of that reason. They're signing for the long haul. But that's just my opinion, honestly. I don't know what you got to say, AJ.
I mean, it's going to show on the field, and that's why I'm not blowing up, because I mean, it's on film from last season, and even though it is the Patriots organization, there's still a lot of downfalls. I mean, look at Antonio Brown, Melvin Gordon. They all tried it. They didn't. The Patriot way didn't work for them. It doesn't work for everyone.
You're talking about. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not saying that there's not a Patriot way, because there definitely is. I have a lot of respect for Bill Belichick and how he does coach and run things around there. But these are a lot of big boys coming over, a lot of big names. They all have their own playing style, and it's going to be hard to put them all together. It's going to be really hard. And the difference between them and the Niners is that the Niners, they're all coming back. They're going to be healthy. When you're talking about defense, I could really just name one person, and that's Nick Bosa. And I know he was a rookie when he played, but he broke outstanding records, and he was the defensive rookie of the year, which I feel like he should have been the defensive player of the year. And but if he is going to come back 100% healthy, and hopefully he can stay healthy. But with Shanahan, that's a head coach to look out for. He's also a wizard back there. He has been in the category of the coach of the year for the past 3 years. He's been with the Niners. Look what he's doing with a broken team. He's had a broken team for the past 3 years. And look what he's doing. So if the Niners could catch that luck and stay healthy, that's a dangerous team. Reed, you want to add anything to that?
No, not really. I think the Patriots and Bills are both going to be good teams next year, and they're going to put up a hell of a fight for whoever wins that division.
All right. Got a little heated back there at the end. But that's all right. That's what we're all about. We're all about disagreements. We like different teams. I'm not supposed to say, oh, Pats are going to do great. I'm not going to say the Seahawks are going to do great. And I sure as heck don't hope that the Packers do great. But you know what? I hope my friends stay happy.
Oh,
yeah. I hope my friends stay happy. But yeah, let's just say last year the Niners beat the Doonies down with the Patriots.
So they only scored like what, 3 points?
That's 3 more points than you.
No, we only scored 3 points.
Oh, you only scored 3 points?
Isn't that the score?
And that's because y'all had a healthy team. Of course, a lot of people decided not to play last year. But yeah, that's without a lot of key players. But that's just part of the game. Every team goes through injuries. Every team goes through opt-outs. Every team has their downfalls, but it's how they recover and how they play out the season with that. So you got to put a lot of respect when it comes to these teams, with all of our teams, actually. But yeah, I think we covered a lot today. What do y'all think?
Oh, yeah.
So good. Yeah.
A lot of free agency talk. Thank you guys so much for being here live. If you did not catch us live, or if you're catching us at the tail end of our podcast, remember this will be live on Spotify in about 20 minutes. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you all so much for being here. And until next Monday, we are Not So Pro Football Talk. Y'all have a great day. Thank you all so much.